Welcome into Rockets Today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's show, we got some really good news and an injury update that we got to talk about. First up, we got some stadium upgrades. Toyota Center getting a facelift. I'll show you all the mock-ups of what it's going to look like once they finish that project. Also, some Kevin Durant stats that you'll love going into the playoffs, getting some love on X and /Twitter. And then lastly on today's program, some injury updates up against the 76ers, some Rockets players, but also a major injury to a 76ers star. We'll talk about that at the end of today's program. But before we get going, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 824 right now. All we need is 176 subscribers to get there. I want to get to 1,000 subs before I go live. I'm going live tomorrow. I'm going live for T-Wolves Rockets. It's going to be a fun time. Hope you pull up. Hope you join me. I believe it's 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern is the timing on that one. But I'm going live. It's going to be Rockets up against the T-Wolves. It's going to be a good game. A little precursor to some playoff action for your Houston Rockets. So I hope you join me, and I hope we can get to 1,000 subscribers here on the channel before I go live tomorrow for Rockets T-Wolves. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I go live for that. All right, let's talk about first the stadium upgrades. This coming in from Jackson Gatlin on X. Toyota Center and Clutch City Sports and Entertainment today announced Toyota Center Reimagined, a transformation of Toyota Center designed to elevate the fan experience coming fall of 2027. He went on to say the centerpiece of the Toyota Center Reimagined is the addition of a nearly 20,000 square foot atrium at the corner of Polk and La Branch streets. Equipped with state-of-the-art digital displays, the atrium will provide increased flexibility for events and pre-event activation. So we have all the photos, all the mock-ups of what it's going to look like. Obviously, you see the Toyota Center right there, and then at the bottom of it, you have the new atrium that they're going to build, and we'll see that in fall of 2027. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? We all know how construction works, especially in the city of Houston. But this is what their design is, and this is what it's going to be looking like on the inside. It looks pretty spacious, looks pretty cool. If you ask me, you see the team store there on the right, Clutch City Bar there on the left. They're also announcing some more upgrades as well, not just the atrium, but also upgrading to the suite level, upgrades to some of the bars and other, facilities inside of Toyota Center. We saw just a couple years ago, they put in a brand new big screen in the middle of the Toyota Center, and now they're adding onto it as well with, some more designs for the Bell Street Bar. You also have a Sky Bar that they're going to be introducing and a lounge as well. So a lot of new ideas and not a lot of new looks inside of Toyota Center. They talked about how the suites are going to be all brand new furnished, going to be a brand new design, going to do a lot of work there with those. So it should be interesting to see how they turn out. I'm excited to see what that atrium looks like at the front of the Toyota Center. Now, I want to hear from you. You saw all the pictures, all the mock designs of what it should look like. What are your thoughts on the Toyota Center upgrades? Let me know down below in the comments section what you think. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, all good. Scroll on down. I'm going to give you my answer of what I think around these Toyota Center upgrades. So overall, it looks cool. And I think it's definitely something that the stadium needs. It needs, some refreshing. It needs some, more oomph, I would say. And, a new atrium, new suites and, the upgrades there. It looks fantastic. Now, the one thing I'll say is I think they want to possibly, make it where it's more enticing for fans to come earlier on before tip-off, because one criticism that Houston fans have always gotten with the Houston Rockets is that they're not there for tip-off, is that the stadium looks empty until halfway through the first quarter, which maybe having an atrium, maybe having something cool like this will help, alleviate some of that. They also talked about upgrading some of the, archways in between the Toyota Center and the parking garages over there to make it a little bit easier. Also, upgrading some other aspects of the stadium to make it easier to, go up to different levels and down different levels within the stadium. So I think it's a plus. will say I think a lot of it is aimed at the higher clientele, which I wish that maybe they would, just for the average fan, maybe put in some new seats, put in some more comfier chairs. I know they don't really care about the nosebleeds as much, but those people are Rockets fans. Those people are paying for tickets too. So I wish that they would maybe, focus on a little bit more of the overall fan experience rather than just the high-class fan experience, but still it's a step in the right direction, and I'm excited to see what it'll look like. Coming up next, we have Kevin Durant stats that you will absolutely love heading into the playoffs. This tweet came in from Stat Defender. Now, this did come in about 4 days ago, so obviously the numbers probably a little different, a little, changed, I would say, in the past 4 or 5 days. But, the Rockets, they've been on a winning streak. I don't really think it changes as much for Kevin Durant, maybe the other players on this list. But look at his stats throughout this season. 25.8 points per game, 4.7 assists per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 51% from the field, 41% from three. KD still has it. And, looking at that stat that was shown as the best to worst clutch field goal percentage post the All-Star break, Kevin Durant leads the way by a good margin, right? 62.5% in clutch time buckets. And that is definitely something you need in the playoffs, right? Playoff time, you need guys who can hit those clutch buckets late in games, fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. And that could be and should be Kevin Durant for your Houston Rockets. I'm hoping that he is able to keep up his, clutch buckets, keep up his scoring tick whenever the intensity rises, whenever it is playoff action. And the question that remains for Kevin Durant, does he have another run in him? He came to Houston for a reason. He wanted to join our young core, this talented young core with the Houston Rockets of Alperen Sengun, Amon, Thompson. And we've seen KD get to the mountaintop, right? He's won the NBA Finals before with the Golden State Warriors. A lot of people say maybe a fraudulent title there with him joining the 73-win Warriors. I don't know. I don't know what your take is on that, but we've seen Kevin Durant, make it to the finals, make it deep in the playoffs, and play some great basketball. But also, he's had some disappointing playoff runs as well. If we all go back to that, team that he had with the Brooklyn Nets, he was this close away to advancing in the NBA playoffs. A foot on the line. And, I bet that shot comes back to haunt him. I bet, he sees that shot in his nightmares. The Gatorade commercial where he wakes up in the middle of the night. But, he was close before. And he's gotten close multiple times. He also, a lot of people talk about the Warriors' 3-1 lead. He blew a 3-1 lead in the playoffs as well. So can Kevin Durant get back to the mountaintop, and can Kevin Durant help carry this Rockets team on a magical playoff run? I remember I saw a stat in a video just the other day. The last time the Rockets won the NBA Finals, they didn't have home court a single time in that playoff run. Now, hopefully, the Rockets can jump the Lakers and get the 4 seed and get some home court advantage there. But the Rockets are going to have to beat some really good teams if they want to go far in this playoff run. Another tweet that you will love to see, a Kevin Durant stat, also an Amon Thompson stat, win shares leaders in the NBA this season. From Amon News, a good Twitter account there. SGA, Nikola Jokic, Jalen Durant. And then you see Kevin Durant, Amon Thompson sitting at 4, sitting in 5 in terms of win share leaders in the NBA. You love to see it for Kevin Durant and Amon Thompson playing some great basketball this season for your Houston Rockets. I really hope Kevin Durant can keep it up. Amon Thompson has been on a tear as of late. He absolutely put Jalen Green into clamps the other day up against the Suns. So, you see those stats? I hope we can keep it up in the NBA playoffs. All right, one more story to break down on today's program, an injury update, and an actual, a serious one, not for the Rockets, but for their opponent tonight in the Philadelphia 76ers. We knew this early on in the day. Joel Embiid was ruled out with illness, and then Tari Eason questionable tonight with illness. And, illness can mean a multitude of things. Shams Charania, hours later, came out with this. 76ers star Joel Embiid has been diagnosed with appendicitis and will undergo surgery this afternoon in Houston, effectively meaning that he will miss probably 2 to 4 weeks. Now, I know it doesn't really impact the Rockets. They're in the Eastern Conference. Rockets are in the Western Conference. But still a major injury in the NBA. And Joel Embiid seemingly another playoff run for the 76ers will not be available. I know 76ers fans are shaking their heads right now. Also, we go along with this game and what it means for your Rockets. This from Brado, one of the best follows on X if you're a Rockets fan. Update, the Rockets just clinched a top 5 seed in the West with the Timberwolves loss to the Magic. That was huge. So the Rockets, if they lose out, at worst, they are the 5 seed in the NBA playoffs. Now, obviously, you see right there, they're tied with the Lakers right now, 50-29 for that 4-5 seed. The Lakers, unfortunately, own the tiebreaker up against the Rockets. So if they end with the same schedule or with the same record, that means the Lakers will be the 4 seed and the Rockets will be the 5 seed. That's not what we want. We want to get that home court advantage. The Lakers' remaining games, and maybe a game that we'll be watching maybe even more closely than this Rockets 76ers game tonight, is right afterwards, the Lakers play the Warriors. I know it's another late game. I believe it's a 9 or 9:30 tip-off. I will be watching this game. That is going to be a very important game for your Houston Rockets, because if the Rockets win tonight and the Lakers lose, they take a step forward and they overtake them as the 4 seed. And if they can then win out for the rest of their games, that means they will clinch that 4 seed. Reminder, I'm going live tomorrow up against the T-Wolves. And if the Lakers lose tonight, this game means that much more. The Rockets, they need to keep on winning. They need to keep hot going into the NBA playoffs, and hopefully they can do that tomorrow up against the T-Wolves, as I'll be live, as I mentioned, 7:30 tip-off tomorrow. Make sure you turn on your notifications and make sure you join me tomorrow night. You can hit me up on X at Jeremy Chugs. My DMs are always open. And help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We're so close. Go down and hit that sub button for free Rockets content all year long.